Have you ever really thought about the fact that your body has its own personal superpower? Well, today we're going to dive into the incredible story of your immune system. I mean, just think about it for a second. We are surrounded constantly by bacteria, viruses, all sorts of microscopic things trying to get in. So, how on earth do we stay healthy most of the time? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down. It all comes down to this amazing defense network that's basically split into two fundamental parts. And, understanding these two branches, that's the key to unlocking the whole mystery of how your body keeps you safe. So let's jump right into the first one. Okay, so I want you to think of your innate immune system like the city's emergency first responders. They're already on the scene, they come factory installed from day one, and they are ready to go at a moment's notice. This is your frontline defense. It's the security system you were born with. And it's not fancy, but it's effective. Its one and only job is to stop invaders from ever getting a foothold in the first place. And what's so cool about this system is how simple it is. It's always on 24/7, and it's non-specific. That means it doesn't care what the invader is. If it's not supposed to be there, it attacks. Period. This includes things like your skin, which is a fantastic physical barrier, or mucus, which is basically a sticky trap. And of course, you've got your white blood cells, the guards on patrol, ready to gobble up any intruder they find. That is a great question. Because, sometimes a particularly sneaky pathogen manages to get past the guards. So what does your body do then? Well, that's when it calls in the special forces. And here we are at the second branch, acquired immunity. Look, if the innate system is the blunt first line of defense, acquired immunity is the highly trained, super intelligent special ops unit. It learns, it adapts, and it remembers everything. Right, so unlike that innate system you're born with, this is the part of your immunity that you actually build throughout your life. Every single time you get sick or even get a vaccine, you are training the system. You're making it smarter and way more prepared for the next fight. And here's where it gets really, really interesting. Your body can build up this amazing memory bank of defenses in a couple of very different ways. It can either create all the defenses itself, or it can borrow them from somewhere else. This brings us to a really core idea, active versus passive immunity. It's actually a pretty simple but powerful distinction. The question is, are you the one building the army, or are you just having reinforcements sent in from an ally? Okay, let's look at this. With active immunity, your own body is doing all the hard work. It sees a bad guy, and it learns how to produce its own custom-built weapons, called antibodies, to fight it. And because your body went through the whole training process, that protection is long-term, sometimes for your entire life. Now, on the flip side, with passive immunity, you're just handed the ready-made antibodies. It's a great shortcut for immediate protection, but because your body didn't learn how to make them, that protection is only temporary. So we've got the theory down, but what does this actually look like in our day-to-day lives? Well, the examples are probably things you've heard of or maybe even experienced firsthand. This chart just lays it all out perfectly. Let's take a look. For active immunity, you can get it naturally, like when you got chickenpox as a kid. Your body fought it off, and now it remembers how forever. Or you can get it artificially, like with a flu shot. That's just training your body to make the antibodies without you having to get sick. Now, for passive immunity, a beautiful natural example is a baby getting antibodies through breast milk. It's a borrowed defense that's absolutely vital. And an artificial example, that would be getting an injection of antibodies, say for tetanus when you need protection right now. Okay, I know that was a whole bunch of information breaking down all these different layers and types. But don't worry, because we're going to tie it all together with a super simple little trick to make sure it all sticks in your head. It is totally normal if your head is spinning a little bit. Innate, acquired, active, passive, that's a lot of new terms. But what if I told you there's a brilliant little trick, a mnemonic, to remember the core function of each one with just a single word? Here it is, your cheat sheet. Just remember the first letter. Innate is instant. It's on right now. Acquired happens after you've been exposed to something. Active is when the antibodies are made by you. And passive is when those antibodies are passed to you. Instant, after, antibodies, passed. See? It's a really simple and powerful way to remember the whole shebang. So the main takeaway here, the crucial point, is that this isn't just one simple wall. It's a deep, intelligent, multi-layered system. You've got the instant frontline defense of your innate immunity all the way to the smart, learning memory bank of your acquired immunity. Your body is always, always working to keep you safe. And that really just leaves us with a final, fascinating thought. Now that you have this toolkit, now that you get the basics, it opens up a pretty compelling question. As our science gets better, what new ways are we going to find to support, to train, and maybe even upgrade this incredible defense system we all have inside of us? The possibilities are really something else. Thanks so much for diving in with me.